Horrific crime scene photos set the stage in the first week of Jodi Arias' sentencing retrial. Question is, was that a good strategy? HLN legal analyst Joey Jackson and former prosecutor Lonnie Coombs debate that issue and give us a preview of what's ahead.
Thanks so much, Lynn. Lots of drama, and more drama in the courtroom. Week one during the penalty retrial of Jodi Arias. Lonnie Coombs, we got to go through this. Let's start right at the beginning. The prosecution, Juan Martinez, you know him well, coming out swinging. Gruesome photographs at that trial showing them for the world to see and for that jury to see the brutality of Jodi Arias. Was it effective, Lonnie?
You know, Joey, within the first few minutes of his case, he was throwing up those gruesome photographs. I'll tell you, I think Juan Martinez has actually come out swinging stronger in this trial than he did the first trial, if that's possible. Look, the gruesome photos, I think, are actually relevant. They've got to get the jury to focus immediately on, oh my goodness, throw them back on their heels, how gruesome, how heinous this crime was. But he was also starting to throw up some of the naked pictures of Travis Alexander. There was one of a full frontal nude of Travis, and he left it up there while he was asking some questions of a witness. I thought that was going a little too far. Look, you want to get him there in the middle of the crime, but you don't want to shock them with all of this sex stuff right off the bat, especially when it's talking about the victim.
Sure, I got you, Lonnie. Look, I say that this trial is not for the faint of heart, and at the end of the day, he has to establish that there was a victim here. That victim, Travis Alexander. How did she die? Because Jodi Arias allowed him to, executed him, and ensured that he was dead. And so being that it wasn't for the faint of heart, I say that the fact that he came out swinging, goodness bless him, will it be effective? That'll be up to the jury. But moving on to the next issue, Lonnie, and that was the premeditation. Now, I know that ship has sailed, and I know premeditation, it's already been established. Why? Because she's guilty of murder. And also the jury found the aggravating circumstances of extreme cruelty. But Lonnie, in this case, do you buy the fact that here and now, with the premeditation, that it had to be used here, and how effective will it be to show that she was inhumane?
Absolutely, Joey. Look, as the prosecutor, he's got to be able to show why this case deserves the death penalty. What was so extremely heinous and depraved about what she did? A lot of that comes not just from the circumstances of how she killed Travis, but all of the planning and the premeditation. It goes right up against this sweet little picture of little Jodi to how she was planning and plotting and getting the gun and setting up this whole fake burglary about the gun. So that all needs to come in. But Joey, I bet as a defense attorney, you're probably objecting to all of that.
Oh, you better believe I'm objecting. You know, you send all my clients to jail, but the reality is that you have to show premeditation. And the reason you have to show it, obviously it's an issue they addressed in the past, but I think now, Lonnie, and I think you'll agree, it has to be shown because it goes to the lack of compassion. It goes to depravity. It goes with her there for a purpose, and that purpose was to take his life. And so I think it was very effective, A, to come out swinging on the photos, and B, to follow that up by saying this was premeditated murder. And so, what do you think we could expect just moving forward going into week two? Tomorrow, will it start again with a bang? What does the prosecution have to do, Lonnie? And I'm going to talk to you about what the defense needs to do.
Well, I'll tell you, Joey, I think Juan Martinez has one speed that's full throttle, and I think he's going to continue to do that. But something else we're seeing this time is he is really getting under Kurt Nurmi's skin. Juan Martinez is being more bombastic. He's actually kind of throwing little digs at Kurt Nurmi, and Kurt Nurmi is starting to let that kind of throw him off a little bit. So I think you're going to see more fireworks between these two as Juan Martinez continues to lay out the evidence. He's going to go through the premeditation, and then this week I think we'll start getting to the actual crime itself, going through detail in all of those crime photographs and all of the setup that happened, everything before, during, and after the actual killing.
You better believe it, Lonnie. And unless the defense owns this, accepts this, and doesn't keep talking about, oh, the fact that, you know what, she has personality disorder. She was abused as a child. Travis, he was abused over her. They have to own this. They have to be contrite. They have to be remorseful. And they have to show that jury, Lonnie, that there's a glimmer of redemption left. Otherwise, she gets the death penalty. Always a pleasure, prosecutor extraordinaire.
You bet.
Thanks, Lonnie. Back to you, Lynn.
Thanks so much, Joey. And Nancy Grace and Dr. Drew will be covering every angle of this retrial. Coverage starts tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, right here on HLN.